Hi. Hello.
Hello.
We are podcasters.
Are we?
You may
Hello.
tell by the pigment in our skin and the hair upon our faces and the microphones in front of us.
I've just received exciting news.
We're online.
No.
Oh.
Schools are building a dark army for devil worshippers.
Sweet.
Hell yes.
Man.
Nice.
Finally, schools are doing something right. 1 star we're in.
The only part I'm really angry about there is I don't think military service should be part of the school curriculum. But other than that, I approve.
Well, too bad. The devil says do it, and they're doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I believe one should, willingly enlist in the devil's army. I would not want to be conscribed.
Maybe it's not conscription. Maybe it's just like it's there for the building of the dark army. Either way, I'm excited.
I don't want to be a devil's draft dodger.
That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to dodge the service.
Yep. Were you nervous in the service?
Never. Oh, Mackie's tippy-tapping away over there.
Just getting my review in.
Tell me, my man, were you ever nervous in the service? No. We're here for Obscure Movie Quotes Weekly. That's what we do.
I don't think that's that obscure.
That one's a little obscure. I mean, from that movie, I would say that's a more obscure quote.
Yeah.
My attempt at the
God.
dumb Chris Tucker voices helps maybe, but
I'm still amazed that movie happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I mean, Valerian also happened, and that's also weird. If you ever watch that, it's also a movie where you're like, yep, that happened. And Jupiter's Ascending, I mean, that was at least a Wachowski. I don't know if it was plural or not.
I think they were still both involved at that point.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But yeah, the difference is I think that one, like Fifth Element, is actually kind of good.
It's pretty good, actually.
Valerian's better than it should be. It's still just fucking weird. It would be better if it had different lead actors. If it didn't have Corpse Kid and, I don't know, Primping Girl. I don't know, she just went away like in a flash. She just like has...
Cara Delevingne.
Yeah. I don't know, she's just a weird energy about her who wasn't very charismatic.
Well, he kind of vanished too. But
Yeah.
He just creeped people out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. He looked like he should have just like called up Tim Burton and be like, I'm yours. Like, yeah. Like, put me in movies with Helena Bonham Carter. You're not wife.
Yeah.
But wife.
It's like Chalamet said no.
Yeah.
So bring me on. Come on.
I don't get the creepy vibe with Chalamet other than like I want to give him a sandwich.
He just looks like a Tim Burton person though.
He does, yes. But he's not creepy like Dean Gahan.
To me, he's just like a young Johnny Depp type, I guess is why I think that.
Yeah, that's fair. I just want to give him a sandwich.
Yeah. So did you watch the Dune 2 trailer I sent you?
Yeah, I mean,
Does it excite
I didn't
you
watch
for
it
the second
via
one?
your link. I just when
Yeah,
I
'cause
popped
it
up
was a Twitter
YouTube. It
link.
was like
Okay.
literally like on my.
I figured that's what you would do anyway.
Well, no, when I
care.
fired up YouTube, it was like new to you. It was like the second video that popped up. I guess the algorithm knows.
I hate searching for it on YouTube because you'll be like, Dune 2 Warner Brothers official trailer, and you will get like IGN and just everything. For, like the first 12
I've blocked almost all the repost channels. So
yeah, like the first 12 are the wrong thing, and it's always like a minute longer for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they usually bullshit at the beginning, like, "Oh my god, we're so excited about the new trailer, and now here it is."
Yeah, I don't know which annoys me more, that or the IMDb. Like, I have typed the exact title of this movie, and you've given me 5 other movies before you give me that one.
All of them. It's the internet. It's all the robots. I blame it all. It's all the same pot of anger. This is another band name of mine. Pot of Anger. We're a Rage Against the Machine cover band, but with a little bit more Cypress Hill influence.
I'd listen to that.
Yeah, that's the Pot of Anger. Yeah.
I hate that my image of Rage Against the Machine got ruined by people who have actually met Zach De La Rocha.
I don't know
does he
about
suck?
that.
No, they met him in a Target.
Oh.
And I was like, you don't need to explain anything else. They're like, no, he was really nice. He was shopping for a toy for his kid.
That's
I'm like,
man, okay.
I'm like, no, he's supposed to be living in the forest with Sandinistas or something. And
was he supposed to crochet a hacky sack for his kid?
Yes. But he's just like supposed to be.
Sorry.
He's not supposed to be shopping at Target. Just throwing that out there. Like I don't like my image of these people ruined in that way.
I don't know. I guess that was turn of phrase he liked.
What, crocheting a hacky sack?
Yeah. It was just
The
kind
incredulousness.
of exactly what I was thinking, and but more clever. And I just so bad.
I'm thinking he's supposed to be like a Che Guevara type guy, like
Oh, he's
hidden
just
out
rolling a
in the
cigar for his
forest.
kid.
Yeah, exactly. And like,
Smoke it up, little bandito.
yeah, teaching him how to build IEDs and shit. Like that's what I feel like he should be doing. He shouldn't-
Raging against the
he
machine,
shouldn't be
right,
in Target buying Legos.
Okay,
You know,
all
like,
right, I see what you're saying.
and he shouldn't be nice. It should be like if you meet Zach De La Rocca, you should be like, "Hey, fuck you," you know, like that should be his response. Like,
Especially if you're in Target.
yeah, be like, "Are you Zach De La Rocca? Fuck you."
Yeah, you're wearing Nikes. Kids knitted those. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm on the knitting thing. That's all I can think of is how to put clothes together right now.
I did not ask if he was wearing like all hemp clothing or something.
What is going on? Why is the paging being weird here? I just want to get to the chat.
Oh yeah, I should load up the chat.
I think I went in the wrong
Hey,
profile.
chat. How's it going out there, chat? I did not get a notification.
I got an email.
Email.
I
did not get any sort. I rang the bell, though. It doesn't seem to be loading for me. Though I do see Steve like the bird and Jens.
It is Steve and Jens.
Chat.
It's Young and Yins.
Isn't the Kiss Army
There it
basically
is.
the same as the Devil's Army? Or are they a division?
They're Knights in Satan's service.
So, yeah.
But that was also just bullshit. That was not what the band stands for, I don't think at all.
You know, it makes me nervous how much the two S's in Kiss's official logo look like lightning bolts. And then we find out they're all kind of shitheads, right?
Paul Stanley, at least.
Well, we know Gene Simmons is kind of a shithead.
Yeah.
But was it Paul Stanley who had the recent thing where he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're not getting mad at trans kids for wearing
Existing.
their clothes and existing
But wait,
on drag shows and shit." Yeah,
well,
yeah.
People posted
on,
plenty
wait.
of Kiss pictures saying, "Hey, this you?"
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you made a living basically dressing in drag and performing on stage
Yep.
and playing shitty music.
Okay.
His hypocrisy knows no bounds.
Yeah, kiss hypocrisy.
I will boil it down to you with the conservative ethos.
Oh,
If I do it, it's okay. If you do it, it is not. And that explains literally anything
I'm okay. You
that they
fucking
have an
suck.
issue with. If I do it, it's justified. If you do it, it's wrong.
True.
And that's all it ever boils down to.
I
And
guess-
that
I guess it
gives
would
carte
be,
blanche to be as shitty as possible to everyone
I'm
possible.
okay. You're a dick because
Yeah.
it has to be like I'm okay.
But
You're
that
okay.
is...
even though it's a different kind of you're. No, it's a
Yeah.
different you're.
But that's how people like him, who basically, like you said, made a living being
Dressing
practically in drag,
dressing basically in drag.
can
and-
act like a kid who, who
Just wants
was
to wear
born
the
way they were born and feels the way that they feel. That's not justified, but the way he did is, So
It's okay to do it for money.
No, it's not.
That is
It's
part
not.
of the ethos as well.
Oh,
I know plenty of conservative people who the whole like shut up and dribble thing for anybody. It's like, if you get paid enough, you shouldn't have opinions on things.
Yeah.
You should just be happy you have money, which is a very boomer mindset for sure.
Yeah.
I wish I'm sure that I don't know the names of. I remember there was a point in time when we knew all the really 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 old ass senators and congressmen's
Well, that's
names.
because Strom Thurmond died.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we all knew, like, Strom Thurmond and all the people we could just be like, oh, if ever we need, like, to pull out, like, why the fuck is this
Orrin
person...
Hatch.
Yeah, why is this person still serving and is, like, 95? It's like, you know, anytime they do the shut up and dribble, I'm like, I could say the same to you. Yeah. Because it also means drool. Yeah,
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Just explaining my joke.
Just
Yeah.
Made it much funnier.
Yeah.
Much funnier.
there should be a retirement age.
Great job.
Sure.
Listen to me, Joe Biden. I'm going to whisper so you understand.
That's not a good idea for old people.
You're in your 80s. Don't fucking run again. God damn it. Anyway.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm of the opinion do because we're not in the safe zone yet.
I know.
When we're in the safe zone, then we can go back to choice.
I know. It's just...
I.e., the safe zone is that magical day where there's the end of the dash. I'm not going to go any more specific to that because it might actually be illegal at that point. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just we're a long ways off from being comfortable. I hate to put it that way.
You're not wrong.
We have the privilege of being more comfortable than a lot of people do.
Right.
And
comfortable. I didn't say comfortable. I just said safe in terms of like, you know, not like, you know, putting anything other than an old white man up for office.
Yeah.
Yeah, is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah. I do remember, I want to say it was Revisionist History, the podcast, which Malcolm Gladwell has proven himself to be kind of a shithead over time, but he did have a whole episode about how any country, and this was pre-2016, how basically any country that had like a woman president had one woman president, and then it swung the other way really, really hard after that. And we had a black president, and then it swung really, really hard the other way right after that, and has not recovered yet. So, but it's like history plays out that everyone goes, hey, we're progressive. We did the thing. And now we're never doing that again.
Right.
And it's
kind of the whole 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
It has continued to happen over generations now. So it sucks.
It's hard to argue because opposites attract.
You had to get that one in. Couldn't wait.
You didn't have to get it. You really didn't.
Should we do a podcast?
We should.
Not if you're going to do that shit.
I'm going to do more MC Scat Cat references.
That's fine. Just
Should we go ahead and mention the plan?
Oh, the Kira plan?
Yes.
Are you
Operation Kira? Yeah, I guess we're go for Operation Kira.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're not sure about the other plan
Just the
yet.
first part of it.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we should probably do it in the actual, podcast.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, all right,
I want to get it in before we're in the flow of the show. And
Yes.
Boston
I
has
just
to
knew
edit
saying
again.
I knew Operation Kira would be everyone know what I'm talking about in this room.
Of course.
They might guess it on
they
on
might,
the live stream.
but if
they've known us long, anyone on Patreon will know what that means, but at least I'd hope. Unless they're just, tipping the waiters, and they don't care about the service.
Obviously they don't, or they would have left the restaurant and left a bad Yelp review on the way out.
All right, let's do this. I'm also doing fart hands as I'm trying to rub my hand.
Wait, that was a hell of a fart.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, right.
I don't think you've ever done that in my presence.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here, I can do that. All right, and welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast.
Episode 579.
Nice.
It is nice.
No.
All odd numbers.
It is. It's like a
I
fib or not
We've-
at all
Nope.
sequence.
We've hit so many numbers that we're just like, yeah, they're numbers.
We have no more number jokes.
but
I'm
yet we
sorry.
still have to continue to comment on them going up.
No, we're going to do a Marvel movie for episode 616. No. Anyway, I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
And what we do each and every episode of this here BMFcast is we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Then we come in here and talk about it. And they get ratings. They get good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Robot jocks.
But there are bad movies and stay away. They get a negative sliding scale. 1 to 5 bags is in giant bags of trash.
Boo.
Sewer garbage.
Sewarbage.
How apropos, one might say. That might be a segue to down below.
Yes. Down there.
Well, that was a rhyming to the apropos. So,
Sure.
Iambic pentameter.
Thank you.
Sure.
You are a
Thank
big
you for taking
pentameter,
the segue.
Sure.
That I just heated up. I was like, here.
I made it awkward.
I tossed it gently into the air, and then you were like, wha-bam!
Yeah.
Smacked it to the ground. You're like, is that a segue?
Yeah.
Stomp.
Yeah.
Kill it.
It's just like Dean Kamen. Yeah.
Anyway.
Right. So.
Before we get into all that nonsense.
All right.
Oh.
Yes.
We got a piece of housekeeping.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it now.
We are going to be implementing what we have called Operation Kira here at the BMFcast.
That's the internal code name.
Yeah.
Yes.
Code
peek behind the
Foxcatcher.
curtains.
No, wait. No, I don't know. We're not doing that. Sorry.
No.
Forget that. Sorry.
So, at this point in our lives and in the podcast, we have decided that every 2 weeks is a sustainable option. Once a week is not a sustainable option. So, you will now receive the BMFcast fortnightly.
Fortnightly.
Oh, I get it.
Yes.
That's where Kira lives.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
I'm going to be the guy who explains jokes all night.
It is her ancestral home. Yes.
Yeah.
Fortnightly.
So anyway, it's just at this point in our lives, once a week isn't sustainable. So we are going to back it off to once every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We're sorry if you hate us because of it, but you will still be receiving BMFcast on a regular schedule. And that is better than no BMFcast, or better than once a month BMFcast, or
I agree.
Or once every 3 weeks, tri-weekly.
We could just go back to the initial schedule, which was, hey,
Never.
let's record like 5 or 6 of them and then eventually edit them.
Our first plans were plans Kubrick and Malick, and so just know that you were going to have to wait like 16 years between episodes.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, we're not going to be like a Life Well Wasted, one of my favorite video game podcasts that like was gone for 8 years, and he's like, yeah, I kind of had this one almost done, and then I'm just going to put it out. And it was like one of the best episodes he ever did, but it was like, nah, I just waited 8 years. So like anyone who still had the RSS feed is something like, Life Well, what the fuck?
Where did that come from?
Yeah.
But yeah. You know, times and lives change, so it's just at this point, this is what works best for us. We hope it works for you.
Yeah.
And we apologize for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting old. We're running out of jokes and movies.
Yep.
And time.
We're trying to stretch it out. We're really working on this
shit going on.
this Patreon podcast embezzlement thing.
Yeah.
So we haven't figured it out yet. We're trying to give
Yeah, I was
ourselves.
going to say, it's not exactly working out.
We first tried to convert it all to Bitcoin, and after that we invested in internet cafes, and then it was vape stores. So it's just been a string of bad luck, really. That's what we're trying to say.
And now we're fresh out of Slurp juice. So
Yeah. Lost all our apes. So here we are. Broke with jobs.
So anyway, that out of the way, let's get back to the sewers, shall we?
Right, yes. Back to the original segue.
Yes.
1980 brought us a movie called Alligator. And that's what we watched.
Just Alligator.
It's clearly in the Jaws did well. Make one of those vein. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was many a studio head that was like, yeah, kill animals movies. They're big now. You know.
This really feels like it should have been like one of those, a bunch of Italians came to the U.S. and made a movie things, but it's not.
No.
It's Louis Teague who would go on to direct Cujo and like Jewel of the Nile, and I think Cat People as well.
Oh, sure. That's a classic.
Yeah. But also written by John Sayles.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Acclaimed indie.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Filmmaker
like,
John Sayles.
Is Lone Star? Is that the first one that pops in my head?
Lone Star would probably be the first one.
Okay. Yeah.
8 Men Out and Brother from Another Planet are probably his most well known. But it's like when you think John Sayles, and I know he made like multiple monster movies early on in his career, but it was still like
when it comes up, you're still like, huh, all right.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like I don't want to say like a Greta Gerwig type, but you know, like you think about the films Greta Gerwig make, but now she's making Barbie, so it kind of destroys that. But like if you were like, hey, early in her career, she made Alligator, You know, like there was this killer monster rampaging through.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's weird.
Yeah, alligator. Alligator.
Okay, it wasn't cat people. It was cat's eye. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know which is worse to have on your filmography. To be honest with you.
Yeah. I just want to be clear because I know somebody was just now shouting
at
their relevant mobile device with the podcast going, it's not cat people, it's cat's eye.
I'm going to anger both sides because, like I said, I don't know which is worse to have on your filmography. So at least one has a David Bowie song.
Mm-hmm. True.
Yeah.
Robert Forster returns.
We love Robert Forster.
He was in D-War.
Yeah. David Mamet's Alligator. That's
that. There you go. Yeah. Yes. It almost feels like like that type of filmmaker, like somebody who's not known for making schlocky monster movies,
right?
Wrote this.
Yeah.
So.
But
Henry Silva as well.
Henry Silva's in it
briefly.
Yeah, it's just
of Bulletproof fame.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yes. I forget we have to bring everybody back around to how we know them.
Of course.
Sure.
I would say Michael Gazzo, who was probably the best character in the movie, but all you can really time to is Godfather Part 2.
Yeah, I mean, that's like probably his most prominent that guy role, really. But I mean,
yeah. But anyway, there's a cavalcade of weird 70s looking dudes. Like I don't really know any other way to explain it. Because I know, like, even in the 70s, it's like you look at this cast and they weren't like conventionally handsome people.
Yeah, everyone's, even for the time period, is even kind of still a caricature of a human. Like even his little, I mean, I'm jumping ahead, but he gets a dorky little deputy. He's like, I'll volunteer, and I mean he's
definitely a dorky dude.
And he's got he's got a big patch of chewing tobacco, and it's just like always spitting and like I can take care of myself, and it's just like you could just be a regular. Rookie cop. You don't have to be this caricature character on top of it too. But whatever. Hey, it adds flair. It adds flair.
I think the thing about all of those is they all have charisma, though.
Sure,
that's true.
Like that's the thing. Like when you cast an ugly person in your movie, they're not going to be like boring. They're going to have some kind of charisma and some kind of interesting thing about them. Generally speaking.
You're right. It's sort of like never eat from a skinny chef.
Kinda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense. But now all we get are like good-looking people, even in the background of every single fucking movie.
It's true. I mean, it is sometimes distracting for certain movies. I've watched certain TV shows and stuff, and I'm like, where are you? Like your background people are like runway models. It's just it's stupid.
Yeah, that's why I love movies of the 70s and like early 80s before we kind of like basically everyone would like it was all friends of the freaking director and shit, Like people, and I don't want to say like, nepotism, but it was more like, hey, I know this weird guy. He'd be fun for this part. And so they wrote a part for him. Whereas now it's like, now we need a casting call to recast Jay and Silent Bob, and it's like, that's fucking stupid.
I think it's also a lot more of, I mean, films were a lot more not family oriented, but I mean, you were allowed to bring in friends and stuff and be like, I went to film school with all these people. Let me call them all up, give them a bit part, give them a payday for a few days. And, nowadays it's all through central casting bullshit. The director has basically no say. There's like, here's your cast.
Yeah. Yeah. It is the less corporatized movie world.
Right. Yeah.
But yes, it feels like it should be a stupid Italian-made movie that here in the U.S., but it's not.
No.
It's all American cast, crew, everything. Just making a damn movie about a fucking alligator that eats genetically modified dog corpses and grows to monstrous size.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to derail anything other than to say I cleared a small cinematic hole in my backlog by watching the original Candyman. Honestly, never seen it.
Oh yeah,
and only because so much of that movie is centered around urban legends and stuff. I had kind of forgotten about just because of time. I actually was alive in the time period where the urban legend of somebody flushed an alligator and it grew and it's now in the sewers and it's going to come up through the toilet and bite your dick off or whatever or snakes or whatever, like this idea that like living creatures were down in the sewer just waiting to come from your toilet. But so I mean at the core somewhat I was pretty sure it was just like that urban legend, what if somebody flushed an alligator down a toilet and grew up to be a big alligator, but then somebody else was like, yeah, but what if also there was a
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, there's a genetic lab that's doing experiments on dogs, and to hide their illegal doings, they're dumping the carcasses in the sewer, and this thing's been eating off of it for years. So it also has been ingesting all kinds of mutagens. So it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle situation as well. And you're like, that's a movie, make it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. But otherwise, it's like, it is, I don't say this like a bad thing, but it is a paint by numbers script in terms of like, they're like, all right, here's your idea. But then they're like, all right, we'll make it like Jaws in terms of like, here's your musical stings as the creature approaches. The body count on this is way higher than Jaws. They don't wait. They don't wait to show the creature any of that stuff. They, they don't follow any of the good Jaws rules. But other than that, it's like you can almost like pick out, even when you start to think it's like, oh, that they forgot about that. They bring everything back and everything ties together because we're skipping ahead in the plot. But the girl in the beginning of the movie is at a alligator farm where they're showing some people doing
gator wrestling.
Gator wrestling, and immediately it goes horribly wrong. Yeah, like he basically gets his leg trapped in a log that slips over and pins him, so the gator's able to grab his leg and start rolling with him and stuff. And this girl sees it, and then I don't know what what kind of fucked up parents are like, well, you just saw this guy almost get killed by a gator. Let's go buy you a baby pet alligator. Which, what the fuck, 70s, if that was ever a thing. Because I mean,
sure
in Florida, it probably was.
Yes,
yeah.
I mean, but they buy her a pet alligator. She names it Ramon.
I can't believe they got a pet alligator alive all the way from Florida to Chicago
or St. Louis. We're not real sure where
Chicago.
they are. Okay. Yeah, but they do. And then she's at school one day, and her asshole dad, just being an asshole, is like, fuck that thing, I'm going to flush it. And does it. And we get our title screen as the alligator is being whisked down the sewer and all her credits and everything. And
spinning camera moves to simulate going down the toilet.
Right. And then cut to 12 years later, I think.
12 years later.
Yeah. Yep. Which, now I'm thinking about it, no.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's what the title card said, but if that 10-year-old girl did not become a doctor in 12 years, I'm just saying, like...
yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
she was a little older than 10, but still, it was...
I'll
allow it.
Spoilers, that girl comes back and is in the movie, and she's the herpetologist who they never actually...
Maybe it's quicker to get a
They say the proper name once, and then she's always Lizard Lady or...
Yeah.
Maybe it's quicker to get a PhD in herpetology than everything else.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe I don't have to do a residency.
Yeah.
Did they say she had a doctorate?
They called her doctor.
Yeah, the doctor.
They
somebody,
did?
yeah.
Wow.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, man, maybe she's just like really focused on herpetology.
Maybe it was like a Doogie Howser situation, and she graduated at like 14.
She sounded like she was obsessed with them.
Yes. Maybe the flushing of her alligator drove her to better her career faster and get away from her father.
Yeah.
Who also mysteriously died. Maybe been her doing with maybe a little snake venom. Anyway, side movie.
Yep.
But
that's for Alligator 2.
That's from the Lifetime channel. It's the alligator side story movie.
Not without my alligator.
My dad flushed my alligator. Flushed away my childhood dreams. Gator done. Anyway.
No.
Oh, sorry.
No. You take that back.
It's not Gator done. It's just Gator done. Yeah, it's the state of the gator.
Gator interrupted.
Yes. All right, that would fucking kill me. Sorry. No, I just imagine her in a psych ward with Angelina Jolie, just talking about her alligators. Anyway,
I just saw the poster with like half the face was Angelina and the other half was a gator.
Yeah. I'll go with that. Yes.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
So
well, the guy did make cat people,
later.
so let's make this happen too. It's alligator
Cat's
people.
Eye. Yeah. He made Cat's Eye.
Oh, right. Sorry. Shit. Damn it.
Sorry, I screwed that up.
Okay.
But yeah, it's 12 years later.
The alligator's grown. I mean, I don't think we see this right away. We
don't see the gator right away.
Yeah, we see the pet. Well, Robert Forster comes into a pet shop with his pet dog. Is he
to buy a pet dog? I think.
Yeah, he's.
Oh, is that what he is? He's just purchased.
Yeah,
this
he's buying it from Sidney Lassick from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, who is a shifty pet store owner, to say the least.
Yeah.
Which we learned quickly. Robert Forster gives us some of that. Last dog got kidnapped. I don't know what happened to him. A lot of people said that's been happening around here, and Sidney Lassick's like, yeah, that's really weird. I hope they figure that out. Goodbye, cop. And then immediately is out, like, just patrolling the streets and just catches like an old golden retriever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, isn't this what they basically did in... It's not 101 and Dalmatians, but it's like some... There was literally like a Disney movie where I swear there was like a dog catcher just turned around and sold the dogs.
Lady and the Tramp, maybe?
I
could not tell you any Disney movies
It
anymore.
might have been all of them
maybe
that
all
had
of them.
dogs.
Well, no, not that had dogs, but like this was specifically the scheme. He like would sell the dogs, make the dogs like learn to run away, and then recapture them and sell them again or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I seen like this was a thing. I remember.
Maybe that was in 5 Goes to Heaven.
Probably that's it. The last American Tale. Yeah. Anywho, yes. But yes, he is catching dogs and taking them to the vivisectioner, or the doctor, the evil doctor who's like cutting up dogs and shit, and like doing genetic experiments on dogs.
Yep.
And he's like, "Bring me puppies.
Yeah.
Only puppies."
God, this fucking guy, he just... Because Sidney Lassick is just like, hey, man, there was a cop there, and he was talking about how many dogs are going missing. And he's like, I don't care. I need more puppies.
He's like, "I can bring you some cats." He's like, "Puppies."
Yeah.
Yep.
I need to watch the light go out. Puppies only.
Yeah, all the joy that they bring to the world,
Yes.
I want to rob the world of that.
Yeah, I mean, he could not be
For
coded
science.
more evil than he is in this. And the guy's like, okay, puppies. And later on, when Robert Forster comes there and asks some questions, he's like, boy, these dogs don't bark. And he's like, yeah, because we cut their larynx out as soon as they show up. It just makes it easier to work in here.
Yeah.
And they have one dog go, "Arr, arr." It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's a madhouse. It's evil. But
Yeah.
on top of that, he tasks him with basically taking the dog corpses and disposing of them.
Yep.
They're all wrapped up in plastic bags.
Yes.
Which for some reason he then takes out of the plastic bags as he's dumping them. I don't understand his.
I think they'll decompose faster is the assumption, but you
one
can't just
hole-
transport a trash bag. You can't transport a...
One little hole in the bag is sufficient. Plus, also all the things that are going to eat it are going to go right through the bag anyway.
You're thinking about this too much.
Okay.
This is a movie with a giant gator in the
Sorry.
series.
They needed the gross scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was very important.
And the reason Robert Forster ended up going to the dog place, because this guy, he's tossing the dogs in the sewer. I mean, and he goes pretty deep in there. Like, he's going through tunnels. It's nasty.
Mm-hmm.
And one doesn't fall all the way into the water. It lands on the shelf below, so he has to crawl down.
Yeah, with a nasty thunk. Of course.
And he pushes it into the water, and then he starts fucking around with like some kind of like a grocery store cart.
I don't understand.
That's blocking things. I think his thinking is, I need this to get flown, get swept away, and this thing's blocking progress.
Sure.
And as he's doing that, he gets fucking chomped.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, good,
Chomp.
he's dead.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time we've now seen the gator's eyes. He opens up and like when he jumps in the water and follows him, and we get I mean, it's very Jaws style.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's very except different as it's chasing up to him. But yes.
Yeah, well, as you said, as soon as it started playing, you're like, that's Gator's music.
Yeah, exactly. It's not quite Jaws. It's Gator's music.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, but apparently he's not the first dude that's been chomped in the sewers, because Robert Forster is just picking up an arm. He's been called to meet with, I guess, at the other end of the sewers near the treatment plant. That's like, yeah, another fucking body part in here. And, and they're like, old Ted must have gone missing, in the sewers. He clocked out at 3:00 on Friday, but turns out one of his buddies clocked him out. They don't know where he is. That arm's probably Ted's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's also, as he's doing this, the police chief, who is Michael Gazzo, is just like, you got to come over here. This lady, she's got this dog. She keeps talking about the dog, and all the organs are gone, but the dog's still around. And then she's like, it looks just like Muffy. All the marks on him are the same. Everything's the same about him. It's Muffy, except he's like 5 times bigger.
Yeah, this little sweater used to fit him.
Yeah, and that's when they just, you only see like a paw sticking out from under a garbage bag, or under a coroner's bag or something.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a Lopsa, I think is what they say.
Yes.
But it's like, I mean, it's like St. Bernard size. It's a big dog.
Friggin' huge, man.
Yeah. So that's when we're like, oh, okay, so these guys are just ripping all the organs out after fucking with them, whatever this guy is doing.
Sure.
Which, as it to like just excise that part of the plot now, it's the rich guy in town owns the plant. They're going to get patents for like 4 different chemicals that do something. They're never even clear about what it is.
Yeah,
but he's just like comically evil businessman.
The science guy says something like there's a problem with global hungers. I don't know if their plan is to make like 4-size larger cows so there's more beef and bigger chickens. I don't know if that's the idea. It's like we'll have giant chickens and cows so there's more meat. But they were like, it had a flaw because it made them larger, but they basically their metabolism they couldn't ever.
They had an insatiable appetite.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So,
which makes sense.
Yeah.
But anyway, like that's the whole part of the plot there. There's only one point where it comes back later, which we'll get to.
What's that? Where the size of the dog comes back?
Well, no, just like what those guys are doing and how it pertains to.
Yes.
But they're basically the catalyst for this because, yes, they've been tossing these dogs in there.
It's the dogalist.
And the gator has been munching on them.
Yes. Right.
Yeah. From here, apparently we learn that Robert Forster's partner in St. Louis had been killed in some kind of gunfight.
Yeah, basically, like, criminal had him at gunpoint, or not really. He had him at, like, he had a roll of coins at his head, like, and then told him not to move, took his gun, and then went somewhere and killed his partner, and he froze, or whatever.
This is never relevant.
No.
But they bring it up all the fucking time.
Yeah. Especially the asshole reporter. Like, he's, like, immediately after, like, the guy goes missing and the dog's missing. And maybe the second guy has to go missing, but...
Yeah, it's when the second guy goes missing. They're like, do we have a serial killer?
Yeah,
and they make Robert Forster go before the press.
Right, which is weird because the chief is right by him. It's like, shouldn't that be your job? But maybe he sounds like he sounds, and he's like, Robert Forster, you talk instead. But, but, you know, he's just doing the whole no comment. But there is one reporter who's just, like, clearly is, like, this evil-looking dude, and he's just got it out for him, like, right away. He's like, are you the same officer, whatever your name is, that got his partner killed in St. Louis? Would that be you? And, you know, I mean, it's just like, it's like, I wonder if I'm a target. And then we were like, oh man, the guy shows up one more time at the office to bring up his dead partner again. Oh, sorry, I'm skipping ahead because this is where he does. This is where he gets the chaw chewing guy I mentioned earlier. Mm-hmm. He's just like, I need to go search the sewer. Who's coming? And everyone's like, got
this is relevant because no one will do things with him because they don't trust him to protect them as their partner.
That or it's the sewer. I mean, either one. But I think it's supposed to be the I don't trust him to work with him thing.
Yeah, because that's when we get the chaw brother.
Yeah,
who is he's like, I'll go, and he's like, so you heard about me, right? And he's like, yeah, I don't give a shit. I can take care of myself.
Yeah, he's like, well, first, I don't believe locker room rumors, and B, I can take care of myself. One, I don't believe locker rooms, and B, I can take care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
That seemed like something he'd say.
It does. Yeah. But so Robert Forster and the Chaw brother go into the sewers and start poking around. They're just like, we're going to find this thing because we're going to figure out what's going on down there. And so they poke around. They do it for quite a while, and all of a sudden, the dude just vanishes.
Yeah, this whole scene is done.
Officer Kelly.
There is one shot in this that's really good. They stop and look at a map, but they both have flashlights, and there is just like when they flash the light to look like more north on the map, if that's a direction on a map, but more up on the map so that it reflects more behind them, and the gator is like on a platform behind them. It's just this wonderful shot. I honestly can't believe all the screenshots I went looking for to put in the missing camera corner. That this one wasn't there, but I mean, it's just like it's this great shot, and then you see it like, you know, sliding through the water when they touch the water. So it's built up, but then eventually he just disappears without a trace. He's talking to him as they were standing by some ledge. Or Robert Forster dropped a brick in. Like I don't know to like see how deep the water is. I don't know.
Who knows?
But he just kind of laughed and then like turns around and is talking to Officer Kelly from behind, and then he doesn't answer and starts looking all over him, calling for him. Guy doesn't answer.
He freaks out.
Yeah,
understandably.
Yeah,
they're in the sewers and
looking for maybe a serial killer. That's the point. They don't know it's a gator.
Yeah. But he's looking. He gets to the cart where the other dude got murdered.
Yeah, I
before.
think maybe from the other side. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's not relevant.
But he's just like, Kelly, where are you? And all of a sudden he's like, ha ha!
Yeah, and they do gator vision. They've got it like down low to the ground, and where it's like it's creeping up on his ass. But then I guess Officer Kelly just gooses him. Like I mean,
he grabs his ass.
Yeah, but it looked like he actually like went for the asshole, like you know, like a true
checking
goose.
His oil.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, but
you can be my wingman anytime.
Robert Forster Robert Forster is not about it. He's like, God damn it! What the fuck, man? He's like, ha ha! That was pretty cool, wasn't it? And then all of a sudden, gator. Because they turn around, they're like, oh fuck, gator, and it's not like. This is where you realize the size of it because they've turned around and they're going around a corner and all of a sudden they turn the corner and it's fucking gator and it's like
filling the sewer
and they've built a big ass gator head.
It's huge.
Yeah, I mean this is like probably a 30-foot gator that they've built. I think there's something in one of the promo materials that says 36-foot gator.
They do mention it being somewhere around 30 feet.
Yeah, but I mean, like, so imagine a 30-foot gator, like the size of that head.
It's like a 30-foot odd of gator or so. I don't know. 30 odd feet of gator. Yeah.
But they've built a Bruce gator head, and suddenly that comes around the corner, and the both of them are like, "Holy fuck, get the fuck out!" And so they're booking it through the sewer, and they're trying to climb up, and for some reason, Robert Forster can't get the manhole cover off, and they're only halfway up the manhole. And that's when the other guy gets grabbed and yanked down. And it's another one of those good. There's a lot of good. Just suddenly the water goes red.
Right. Well, they also do the really
shots.
Classic, like yoink, like he's looking down the manhole cover, like straight down
the tunnel.
Yeah, and he's doing the and then just gets yoinked out of frame.
Snatched off screen. Yeah.
And then blood comes running down the.
Yeah, it's like there's so many things that we're just so used to seeing in these movies. But they're just done really well. Just like the shot you're talking about where it's like the flashlight just catches it in the background. And it's like, dude, that's fucking good.
Yeah, I mean, especially because it's like I said, they're looking at the lower part of the map, and then when it's like the reflection is right, that when it hits the fold, it illuminates behind them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, that takes some lighting coordination.
But yeah, he's like, Kelly, no, and he's shouting, and then all of a sudden, he wakes up in a hospital.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck's going on? And the nurse is like, yeah, you were pretty out of it, man. You were screaming about gators and stuff. You like popped out of a manhole cover, and we had to bring you in here.
Yeah. Bring you in.
And he's like, "Where's Kelly?" And that's when the chief shows up, and he's like, "We still haven't found his body, but you were like yelling about gators or something. I don't know." And then that's when the sleazy reporter,
just a friggin' treasure. The whole movie.
Oh yeah, he's always at like
constantly grinding rocks in his throat.
Yeah, and he's always at like 9.
Yeah.
Like you're just waiting for him to tip over and be like, "Son of a bitch!"
Yeah.
Like just.
He gets his moment.
Yeah, he does. It takes a while, but he gets there. But he's always like on high alert, where he's just like, "I'm so sick of all this shit." He's that type of guy.
Yeah.
But as they're discussing this, and Robert Forster's like just putting clothes on. He's like, "No, we got to go find Kelly. That thing got him. We got to get that thing. We got to take care of this." And that's when sleazy reporter shows up and is like,
"Here, you got another partner killed, huh?"
Yeah, like
God, this guy's just begging to get murdered immediately.
Yeah, in a modern movie, that guy would have gotten his fucking jaw broken by our protagonist. Sure. Like that would just not even be an issue. It would be like, no, you fucking crack this guy, Mass Effect style.
I love that. Like the guy, I suppose. I mean, other than like Nedry and a couple other people, I'm thinking about like Jurassic Park. Like everyone was like, "Oh my god, look at the lawyer got it." It's like, the fuck did the lawyer do other than be a lawyer? I mean, he's really not that sleazy in the movie.
Oh, we fucking hated lawyers in the 90s, man.
I know, but like the worst he does is like he's like, yeah, money making. Like this is a crazy idea. Like I mean, he gets kind of on board with it, but it's like this guy's a fucking asshole, and they don't make you wait at all because we're like, oh man, this guy's gonna get so dead.
Yeah.
Next scene, that guy flashlight camera.
Well, yeah, he's like because.
Because
he talks to the nurse, and the nurse is like, yeah, he's like insisting there was a gator down there, and that's what killed the other guy.
Gator in the sewer.
Well, and she's like, and we pumped him full of meds, and he's like, meds? Yeah. She's like, medicine?
Yes. This reporter in 1980 did not know
what meds were.
Apps.
I think it was just...
You mean like appetizers? I'm sorry, applications, kids.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Apps and zerts.
They probably don't even know that's what it stands for. I just realized that they don't...
What, applications?
Certain people, there will be an age when apps are apps. They aren't even applications.
Aren't even appetizers.
Well, apps
because no one can afford appetizers.
Apps aren't apps anymore.
Oh, they're not? What are
they? Yeah, they're just... They're apps.
They're just...
Thank you for the clarification. It's all so clear now.
One day they'll be button on phone make fun.
Yeah.
This one makes the mad birds go, woo!
Thanks, Apple.
This one make ka-ching ka-ching sound when I press the button, and I like it. Anyway, apps.
Yes.
Also meds.
Yes, meds, medications.
I think he was just trying to be a dick.
Maybe.
Possibly, yes.
Because
he lives on that shit.
He's a pretty big dick.
Maybe it's just clarifying that they're not Mediterraneans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes down to the sewers to poke around, and it's like just taking pictures of trash, like dead dogs with rats eating them. And it's like, are you making like a goth school project? What are you doing, buddy? And he's like trying to set up the perfect shot of, once again, this goddamn grocery cart in the sewer, and he's like placing the
there's a
license plate on
yeah.
it, and he's like getting it perfectly centered and all this other shit, taking pictures, and that's when, of course, he gets gatored.
Mm-hmm.
And as we all predicted, like, oh man, they're gonna have pictures of the gator, and it's gonna show up later. And yeah, he gets
not
a
later.
whole bunch of shots.
It's like the next scene.
Yeah.
Next scene, fat bastard from Austin Powers 2 and 3
Yeah.
comes rolling in and is like, I got a film. It's been developed. He doesn't actually have a Scottish accent at all.
He just looks like fat
yes.
bastard.
But yeah, they just immediately
Yeah.
look at these shots, and he's just like, "What? It's a shot of a rat." And he's like, "No, the next one." He's like, "Oh my god, it's a gator!"
Yeah.
because
the thing is, in the interim, and keep in mind this is still like the first act, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But in the interim, that guy has published an article in the paper that it's like, cop gets partner killed again.
Yeah.
You know, and like all the other cops are like, dude, they're like reading the story to each other in the locker room.
What leads into that scene is worth mentioning,
Okay.
because first we get a Star Wars style side wipe from one newspaper, and then a Star Wars style side wipe to another newspaper, and then finally to the cop gets his partner killed again. Genuine, bona fide, goddamn star wipe.
Yep.
In a major motion picture.
100% star wipe.
Upside down star wipe, which might be satanic, I don't know. But still a star wipe. I'll take it.
Yep. Yes. We got a star wipe in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
But so he's had all the, like, everyone is, and they've hung a fake alligator in his locker.
Yes.
And it's basically like all the cops are not on his side.
Which
and
is a weird tone for them to take when one of their other guys is missing. Like, I mean, I get it when it's like
one of their own, right?
Yeah, like you fucked up, haha, make fun of you busted the wrong guy or whatever, like the condom tree and Lethal Weapon or whatever.
But not you got our friend
right,
killed.
You didn't get one of our own murdered, maybe.
Maybe they didn't like that guy.
No.
I don't know, but
that's true. He did. He was
a
Troll Brothers.
Yeah.
They're like, we're so sick of that nasty spit everywhere.
Yeah. But so what that sets up for us with modern movie expectations is nobody's going to believe him. He's going to spend the whole movie being shunned for saying, it's a goddamn alligator. It's an alligator. You guys, why won't anybody listen to me? And then, at the end, it's finally like he ends up killing the alligator and nobody knows.
Mm-hmm.
This is not that movie.
No.
This is like, they see those pictures, they're like, holy fuck, that really is an alligator.
Yes.
And they're like, we need to take it to herpetologist lady, who we had met earlier, who had basically told Robert Forster, no.
Yeah.
Like, they'll get bigger because they're not confined, but they're not going to be like 30 feet. That's fucking stupid. Even the giant snakes that people talk about, they never get that big.
Yeah,
this is stupid.
It
can't happen.
Their facts are a little iffy, especially from people living in Florida who have lived around alligators all their lives. But she basically says, like, alligators don't get bigger than 15 feet. That's not true. Yeah. And if they were in, like, a sewer or someone confined, or, like, in zoos, they don't grow any bigger than, like, 7 feet because they're in captivity. And it's like, that's also not really true.
That's also not true,
yeah.
But she's also saying, like, oh, they need sunlight. Yeah. They can't just live in a damn sewer.
They wouldn't have enough food. They would never get enough sunlight. They wouldn't survive.
Yeah.
But they didn't go back to her after the pictures. The pictures were literally, that was it. Like, they went to see her of, like, could it possibly be? I think that was just they were following up Robert Forster thinking he saw an alligator, but maybe just getting his head conked or whatever.
Yeah.
They were following up of, like, is this even possible? And she's like, no. When they see the pictures, they literally call it the National Guard. Like, SWAT rolls up. They're putting barbed wire at the ends of all it's not the LA River, but it might as well be, like...
Finally, a movie that takes some shit seriously. They're like, oh, that's evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not fucking around.
And, like, on the news, the mayor's like, I will spend any resources it takes to catch this thing.
Get back in your hovels. Because, I mean, like...
they go door to door.
This is, like, the shittiest Chicago time ever. Oh, my God. Like...
Yeah, but, I mean, they show cops knocking on the door like, please, sir, stay in your shanty. Do not come out.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they basically just get everybody to walk the entire sewer system with, like, trash cans and pots and just
making as much noise as possible because they want to flush it
out.
towards where they are.
Yeah, and they basically got one exit where, like, all of the guys with guns are, and, like, you just hear this cacophony of, like, pots and everything ringing throughout. I mean, that must have been hell that day to be inside of there. But but it stops like a while before you see any flashlights or anything like that, and you're like, did the gator just murk them all at once?
I was really hoping it would be.
Yeah, because they show them walking around, and they show it kind of slinking in the.
But there's like 50 dudes. Like, I mean, it's like suddenly he had Rambo's brothers with him too, you know. But anyway, but they just stopped basically. I don't know if like they were just fucking with him, but they stop around the corner, then turn their flashlights back on, and they're like, "Don't shoot!"
Yeah, they say, "Hold your fire."
And they come out, and like everyone's laughing at this point because they're just like, "Oh, Robert Forster, and Chief, you're an idiot."
And the chief is like, "We got to leave now." Yeah. And the press is like, "Do you have any comment on this?" He's like, "Tomorrow."
Yeah. Press comments tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yes, they. I don't even know what happens after this. Like, I think this is when
he starts investigating how it happened.
Oh, I think they called Henry Silva in when they were like gearing up for everybody. Is that when he rolls in?
No, he shows up the next day.
Does he?
But yeah, it's around this time that he starts investigating. All right, how did this happen?
Right.
And this is rather abrupt. You know, where it's like, hey, I'm going to poke around in this, and the guy and all the guys with the the old money bags is like, all right, get him fired.
Yeah, I mean, we've had like one scene where evil guy who likes to cut up puppies, doctor is like goes to tell him like, hey, a cop came to question me, and it's this wrinkly old money bag fuck. He's like, I need all the money in the world because I haven't had an erection in 30 years.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, he's basically a Mr. Burns.
Yeah. And yeah, he's like, don't worry, we'll take care of it. It like does like he's got the money or the mayor on his payroll or got him elected or whatever. So yes, I mean he basically like takes the herpetologist lady like with him to the Schmidt Clinic or whatever the hell it's called. I don't know, whatever, it has a big S.
Slade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like they do a little bit of poking around. This is where the guy gives them the like, oh, we made this growth hormone, but it made them insatiable appetite. And he's like, I think maybe,
Yeah.
He's like, could this ever get down the sewer? And he's like, no, of course not. Not at all incriminating look. But yes.
Yeah. That guy does some great shifty acting in those scenes, because the first time he meets him, he's like, oh no, everything's monitored by the Humane Society. We
just get we either breed them in house or we get them to the Humane Society.
As he's telling him, they cut their fucking larynx out so they can't bark.
Yes.
It's like, oh, but everything's very humane here. And it's
totally.
very, very closely monitored.
We're monsters, but we're closely monitored monsters.
Yeah, they take the E out of humane.
Yeah, but definitely when he does like the whole, well, so could this get in the sewers? The guy's like, no, never. No way, man. Like, I don't even know how I can't even think of how that would happen. Definitely not. Never. Yeah. But either way, that gets Robert Forster fired.
Jesus
Christ. Almost immediately, like, Chief comes up to him and he's like, hey, I think I got some information about that. He's like, he's like, yeah, I just went over this. He's like, I'm gonna need your shield. Yeah, you're off the force. You got too close.
He does not say turn in your gun and badge, unfortunately.
No, he's not a loose cannon.
Yeah.
But he is a loose cannon. Before he leaves for the day, he decides to go into the very unlocked, not at all monitored evidence room. Because we didn't even mention there's a random scene. I think it's just before he's
right before they go in the sewer with
they're gearing
the
up with like hip waders and stuff. We should also mention that we have Chekhov's methane gas because they were also given gas masks because of methane buildup in the sewer.
Yep.
I had to put them on at one point. There was a section that's like, oh, here's where all the buildup is. We should probably put a vent here.
Nope.
I mean,
capitalism says no.
They know where it is. I mean, just saying venting it might be a good idea. So it's having a live bomb under your city. But anywho, yes, random guy just busts into the precinct like while they're gearing up and is like, the people on the radio tell me to blow you up. And it just turns out
he also pretends like he confesses to being the murderer,
right.
the person that's killing people in the sewer.
Yeah.
But the radio told him to do it.
Yeah.
And he's got a bomb.
But he's just got a countdown timer strapped to a portable radio around his neck. And that's what it was after they grabbed him and did all the dismantling and 6 seconds left. And it's like, it's just a radio. But he takes this contraption that this guy has made and also an actual roll of dynamite that is just sitting on the shelf.
Just loose dynamite.
Yeah.
As you do.
Yeah. TNT stands for Tain't No Thing. But yeah. He just takes these and I guess he's going to make a bomb to blow up the gator. We don't really know right away. It takes a while for that to show back up because he goes and meets back up with the lady, the doctor lady, and is like, they threw me off the force. I got too close. Let's go hunt this gator. And she's like, I'm with you. Let's do it. Yeah, what do they do now?
This is about the point where Henry Silva shows up.
Yeah, I think it was before he was there before he got fired because it was basically like, yeah, we called this guy and you could kind of back off now. He's Colonel, whatever his name is. He's in the movie, so
Colonel Burke.
Burke, okay.
Believe is.
Yeah,
his
I think it's Brock because I said his name.
Brock.
It should have been Colonel Croc, but
Colonel Brock, and he's just a blowhard. You know, he's like, oh well, there's.
He's also he has two functions. Like he's clearly like he's the guy that like when it comes to combat I'm the shit, but also he's like, hey lady, how you doing? Because he hits on the herpetologist lady and also the newscaster while he's giving an interview. Like while it's live, he's like, "You're very pretty." Anyway, yes, I'm going to hunt down the alligator.
He's basically Zap Brannigan.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but worse.
He doesn't run from danger like Zap Brannigan.
No.
Yeah.
He probably should.
But he does not succeed. Yeah, because this is about the point where what the cops, because the flushing out didn't work, they're just like throwing grenades in a lake.
Yeah. Didn't they I think the gator escaped at some point and somebody saw the gator run to the lake. So
this is after this. Oh, the gator is busted through the street. That's what happened.
Oh my
That's
God.
when they were like, oh, the gator's real again.
Right.
Yeah. So
after they were trying to flush him out.
Right. They were like, Robert Forrester, you're crazy. The gator doesn't exist, even though you've gone over here and investigated. Now you're off the force for investigating too close. But we don't believe the gator's real until one day, like the kids are playing stickball. And like Robert Forrester and I think the chief they drive by like 2 seconds before.
Yeah, they literally drive by.
Yeah, and miss it like 2 seconds earlier. That was actually the night that they.
Yeah, the flushing out didn't work. It decided to come out in another place.
Yeah, I just realized nobody doesn't really believe that there's not a gator for very long because he busts up out of the street
that night.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because these kids are playing stickball, and then all of a sudden they do like a really bad camera shake, and the kid's like, "Oh, what the hell?" And this gator just busts up out of the sewer grate, like just smashes concrete, comes out, crawls out, and just starts coming at all these kids. And I fucking love it because they built a miniature set to have this thing go through, because it's a real ass gator breaking real ass stuff.
Yeah,
but just
some of it was like it busting through was probably a fake gator, but it crawling out I think was a real gator.
Yes,
they
was
did
definitely
a good job
a real
of
gator
mixing.
crawling out.
This must have been expensive. I mean, you think the people in charge weren't very penny wise.
Ha ha. Ha ha.
All right, whatever.
You son of a bitch.
Whatever. We all float down here.
Yeah. But yeah, but yeah, he busts through, and it's just everyone runs from this thing. It's like they run. A cop's coming around the corner, and they don't like. They're all running around the corner, and the cop is coming the opposite direction and swerves to miss them. Rolls his car, blows up another car, and then gets pinned in his car as he looks over and sees, "Holy fuck! There's a giant gator coming at me." He can't go out the other side because it's on fire, so he has to come out the driver's side where the gator is.
Right.
Immediately gets his leg chomped off.
Yep. And like the kid runs in the house and grabs a knife, right?
Yeah. Well, he watches this guy basically get
murked.
Right.
He watches it
from the doorway
from
to
the
his
door.
apartment complex.
And he's like, nobody else is doing anything, especially not me.
Well, yeah, he runs up and tries to tell his mom, who's like, "I'm on the phone and I'm drinking Schlitz. So get out of my face."
Hey, they were a proud sponsor of the movie. It was said so in the credits.
They were.
It's the image they wanted to create is deadbeat mothers everywhere drink our product.
I mean, it worked.
Yes.
But yeah, he grabs the knife and he runs back downstairs. The gator's gone by the time he can get there to do anything, and he would have been murdered by the gator had he
But
been
the chief,
successful.
Robert Forster, and the herpetologist chick have all shown back up. And then, and they're like, "Hey, the kid saw it. Talk to the kid." And so Forster and the herpetologist go over there, and she's just like, "Okay, so how big was it?" And he's like, "Well, you know how big like an El Camino is?
El Dorado.
Or an El Dorado is?" And he's like, and Robert Forster's like, what, you mean like the car? And the kid's like, no, like a refrigerator. Of course a car, you fucking idiot.
I mean, if Forrester should have been like, there's also a city in Texas, you little fuck.
Yeah.
There's also the mythical city made of gold.
Either way, the lady's like, really? And he's like, yeah, it's big. It's really freaking big. And I watched it eat that cop.
Yeah. And I did nothing.
Yep. So this is when they're trying to figure out how they're going to track it down from here.
Yeah, I think they asked the kid like where it went, and he pointed or something.
Yeah, and that's how they end up at the lake the next day. Yeah. But
anyway,
anyway.
and that's the other thing. She's like, yeah, it'll probably go for a body of water. Mm-hmm. And there's a lake right over there. So then there are cops in speedboats throwing grenades.
Yep.
Just driving around in circles in these
fucking
speedboats throwing
like
fucking
the
grenades
Indiana
everywhere.
Jones stunt spectacular or any other kind of fucking stunt spectacular you've ever seen with speedboats. It's like, and this is not, when I say lake, I mean pond would be more apt.
Yeah, it's pretty small.
Like lake, I think is like, it's hard to see the other side when I think lake.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, yeah.
Like you could not traverse it swimming.
Okay.
That's what I think of a lake.
Right.
This you could swim across this pond, no issue whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're getting blown up by grenades or
thus the English
by a
Channel
gator.
is actually the pond by our definition.
All right.
Go fuck yourselves, Brits.
Yeah. Wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
Suddenly,
I love the Brits, except one day a year.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's been fired. They're like, all right, what do we do next? This is about the point when Henry Silva just tries to round up people in the street who have told him where they are, where the gator is. And so he's like going down an alleyway where the gator might be.
Oh, he's gotten himself a crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's paid a crew of neighborhood residents.
Yeah.
Neighborhood toughs.
And they're like, nah, we're not going to die by a gator. And he's like, oh, so you're chicken, huh? And then the one guy's like, all right, I'll fucking go. I don't care. And Henry Silva is like stalking through, and you see the eye open up underneath like a cardboard box.
Oh, no.
Garbage.
Before that, the gator has like learned Batman tactics because it does a silhouette lure
of the
around the
open
corner.
Jaws. That's right.
Like it is around the corner, like casting a light somehow, like fucking Batman, and then hides itself in the garbage as he comes around the corner. I think that like besides the growth hormone, there was like some deep blue sea shit going on in this. Yeah. I think this gator's a little smarter than your average gator too.
But it has found a way to hide itself under a pile of trash.
Yeah.
Not a little pile, because it is a El Dorado-sized gator.
That's true.
And so Henry Silva is coming around, and all of a sudden it's like, ha-ha! And starts chomping him. He shoots at it a few times. Futile.
Yeah, it pretty much swallows him whole. Very much, very reminiscent of. I mean, I don't want to do a callback to our most watched video for the wrong reasons, but very reminiscent of Dinosaur Island.
Yeah.
I mean, and also I think I have to bring up the same thing I brought up then, in that reptiles don't swallow very well without water. Mm-hmm. So downing a man like this, and I mean, snakes are an exception because they have the muscles to pull something down, but most reptiles rely on the water to act like saliva.
Yeah. This is a special gator.
Anyway, I'm just sharing.
Yeah. It's like eating crackers in the desert.
Yes.
It's not gonna go well for you.
It would be hard to.
Yeah. But there is one really good long shot of this that I'm kind of like, how did they do that?
Yeah.
Because like he's thrashing around in its mouth, and like when because the guy comes around the corner to see it happening, and they have Henry Silva like thrashing around in the mouth, and it looks like, wow, you either got a full-size thing that's really doing some good animation, or you've got...
Oh, it's a real person in the thing. It's like...
They
it's
did
like,
build a full-size, like, fake gator.
I guess it's just like that one in particular seemed like a lot better than the others, and I was just like, wow, that's actually really good.
Yeah, no, I mean, they did the same thing for, like, Audrey, too, in Little Shop. I mean, like, there's points where, like, people are pulled into it, and it's clearly, like, a fake flush tunnel for somebody to just crawl or be pulled through.
Yeah, but he definitely gets chomped completely. And the other guy picks up the gun, tries to shoot it a couple times, doesn't work, and runs away.
Good plan.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Robert Forster and the herpetologist lady have they've bonded, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
This one also feels a lot rushed. Because she's just kind of like they had gone looking in, they'd gone in the sewers to try and find more stuff, and they found a dead dog.
Yeah, because we had a dead dog scare. which is new. I mean, as opposed to like a cat scare. I'm saying like just to clarify, because there is actually a cat scare in this as well, but also
that's right, there was right before Henry Civil died.
Right, but there was a dead dog scare beforehand because I was like, oh, that's new because there's a dangling. It turns out it's a collar hanging on the wall or in this crevice in the sewer, and she's like, what's that? And goes yanking at it, and the rest of the carcass comes out and scares her. As well it should. I mean, it's gross.
Yeah, but she's fallen in the sewer water, and the sewage worker who had helped him in the very beginning, who had clocked his friend out, is there helping him, and he's like, I think I'm going on vacation till you catch this thing. So he just books it out.
He had another good line because they were like, we're looking for the alligator's nest, and he's like, so find a bunch of belts and shoes and handbags or something like that, or something.
Yeah.
It's like or something to that effect. But I think that's the thing is like I think that it was supposed to be like maybe that shopping cart thing was the gator's doing, that it had actually like stopped that area up to make its own make its own little nest or whatever. I don't know. It just seemed to be where its home was, and then
but she falls in sewage.
Accessory guy came in and mussed it all up.
She falls in sewage, so decides I need a shower, and so she takes a shower at his place, and then he's basically like, we should get some food, and she's like, okay, and he's like, I gotta ask you, are you gonna sleep with me? Because like let's just get this out of the way before we eat. And that way, there's no like weirdness when we're eating.
His pickup line is a morphed form of the insatiable metabolism thing from the doctor. It's weird. He's like, yeah, because I won't be able to think about. He doesn't understand the science in the first place, but he's like, my enhanced metabolism won't be able to think correctly if I know whether or not we're sleeping. It's like that's that the best you could do is like,
well,
he's a
little less like forward about it. I think he's like, I need to know if you like me.
Yeah.
He's not necessarily like demanding.
I think he does say, "Are you coming home with me afterwards? Like, are we doing this? Are we fucking?"
I mean,
it's pretty direct.
He asks her if they're coming back home afterwards.
That's right. He says, "Come back home." It is not as quite as direct.
It's pretty direct.
Have a cup of coffee or watch Netflix. For all ages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then she leans over, kisses him. We're like, well, I guess we got our answer.
Yep.
And that's when after they've had sex, that's when he tells her exactly the story of what happened to his partner. Because they've kind of mentioned it earlier, but nobody has the full story of what happened. And that's when he tells us, okay, it was the quarters. He took my gun. That's what he killed my partner with. Et cetera, et cetera. And then they go to get some food, finally. And a couple cops come in, and he's like, and then they're like, yeah, that hunter guy, he got chomped. Now we got to pull a double shift trying to track that thing down. And then she's like kind of broken up about the hunter guy, and he's just like,
he just gets weirdly morose. And then she's just like, oh, I think I kind of know how you feel. And he's like, don't try to know how I feel so fast.
Don't try to understand me so fast.
And she's just like, very silently, it's just like, oh. Well, here's my $3 for the breakfast buffet that we ate in the 1980. Whatever the hell they've eaten, and just gets up
it's like
and
a Chinese diner.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But I was just commenting that she throws down $3.
Yeah, $3
more than enough money to cover everything on the table.
Yeah, that covered everybody in the damn restaurant.
Next round's on me.
Yeah.
But it's a nickel. I'm starting my own place. Yeah. Anyway.
So she leaves, and that's when he's like, well, fuck.
Yeah, then he's just like, oh, I guess I fucked up. And then goes to her mom's house where she does live, which is weird.
Yeah, she lives with her mom.
Also kind of furthers my, like, I don't think 12 years was enough for this lady to become a doctor situation. But, But yes, her mom's there. Her mom's crazy just because, like I said, everyone's a caricature in this movie. But her mom just incessantly talks and tells bad jokes like, I've got an evil eye. Can you guess which one? And does that old grandma joke from way back in the day, which is not very well because you're really supposed to sell the second eye being like, yeah.
Right.
She just kind of like, ooh, makes a weird face.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But he apologizes for whatever it is. I apologize.
Yeah. And I think they go up to her room and fuck one more time. It's implied.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
it's a
she says,
a new relationship.
Do you want to go upstairs and see my rock collection?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you're damn right I do.
Yeah.
And then
turns
around.
Nut collection.
You're damn right I do. .tumblr.com.
.rocktumblr.com.
Yeah.
Voyageoftherocklords.tumblr.com. But he also turns around and gives the eye thing to her mom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to go fuck your daughter.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm. And he does.
And then
something happens in that scene besides him fucking, doesn't it?
I think we get to see there's one point where it cuts away, and I there's not really like any love scene. It just goes away, but we get further adventures of the stunting cops on the water because they've actually found the gator at some point and are chasing it like
it's out in the canal.
Yeah, with like M16s and mounted fucking like M60s on the front of the boats, and
can't hit it.
Still can't. Well, they're going like 30 knots on these goddamn speedboats. Yeah. No wonder they can't hit shit. But in all of their stunting, they miss the gator turns sideways and basically becomes a water speed bump to which one of the boats hits and
flings everybody out of the boat.
Oh yeah, flings it onto the shore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Explodes. Yeah,
and it happens to have a pile of grenades.
Oh no! That's
still.
Isn't that the? Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. The one guy popped a grenade. Yeah.
One guy manages to stay in.
Yeah.
It Yeah,
it ramps up, hits the shore, blows the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
The one guy in the water chomped.
Yeah. Well,
other guy makes it to the other boat.
Yeah.
Legs chomped.
Yeah, he gets Lieutenant Dan for his troubles.
He does.
Yeah.
And and it kind of ends there, doesn't it?
I think for that, I mean, that was just like a cutaway action scene of like, we got these boats, let's do some more stunting.
Yeah. But from here, she's like, it's going to seek a certain area, and they somehow figure out that it's going to be at that rich dude's house.
I feel like they drive up on the aftermath of all this shit happening, and they're like, where did it go? And they're like, like the half-lead cop is like, or something like that, and they're like, oh my God, I know where he's going. He's going back to Mr. Slade's house.
To the Slade mansion.
Yeah. So somehow they determine that the mansion is where he's going to go.
Sure.
Which happens to be where old Mr. Burns guy is marrying off his daughter to the creepy scientist dude.
Grand Moff Tarkin or whatever.
To the puppy slayer.
The evil guy. I mean, I guess he'd be more like Lord Vader to the guy be Grand Moff Tarkin, but whatever.
Yes. But either way, it's the guy from pupslayer.com is he's
worst site ever.
He's marrying the daughter.
Is that the episode title? Pupslayer.com. Do we have to register that?
He said it.
Sorry. But yeah, so
that's Dr. Pupslayer.
Yeah. Yes, my father was Mr. Pupslayer.
I didn't spend 7 years in evil Pupslayer school.
DrPupslayer.com.
DrPupslayer.com.
There you go. You're welcome. But anyway, he's getting married to the daughter in an outdoor ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all know where this is going.
That they're going to be hoisted by their own guitars.
Yes, because and it's weird because rich old Mr. Burns is like grilling.
Yes, he is
during like the reception,
and that's what draws the gator to him.
Yeah, the gator's like,
ooh, that smells fucking awesome,
burning flesh.
The way he's talking about it, it's almost like he's taking, deriving pleasure in like the searing of the flesh and stuff. I mean, because he's just like, and you got to touch it this way and just right on the flame.
Oh, look at his! But
he's also
freaking son-in-law.
Yeah. He's also telling some sort of incoherent story the entire time.
Yeah, clearly an improv thing, but he's like fill time until the gator fucking shows up.
Well, it's the sycophant barbecue hour because they're just like, this is so interesting watching you grill meat.
Yeah, and the mayor is sucking up to him, and but all of a sudden we get the viewpoint shot, and there's a little poodle that runs away from there, and then one lady looks over and just starts screaming, and that goddamn gator puppet comes out.
The poodle made me think of a scene that we missed. The scene at the little kid's birthday party. The pirate-themed birthday party before this.
Oh shit!
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
there are so many things in this movie, and they're not necessarily connected. But
sort of
awesome.
Cutaway scene, but it was just all during the rampage of from the moment he came up out of the ground to ending up in the pond where they were trying to grenade for it. Mm-hmm.
He got in somebody's swimming pool.
Yeah, he went and lived in. We see a shot of him like going and climbing in a pool. It looked like a large pool. I thought it was going to be like the public pool because it had tons of floats and shit in it.
It's like the pool from the pool party in Anchorman.
Yeah, but these little kids are having like a pirate-themed birthday party, and they lead the littlest kid out blindfolded over to the diving board. We see a shot of the gators in the pool. This kid's blindfold's not very good. The gator is literally like waiting at the end of the diving board for this kid.
Well, the mom turns on the light just before the other kid pushes him in, and it's just like, Oh my God!
It's fucking red mist. It is that kid is gone.
Yeah,
immediately just chummed.
And the other kid sees the gator and still pushes that kid in the water anyway.
I mean,
and they
sure we'll go with that. I mean, I don't know. Okay.
The mom turns on the light and you see clearly there's a gator in there.
He does. I mean, I don't
know. The
if
little kid screams and the other kid's like, "Ha ha!" pushes him in to his death and then runs back to the mom's like, "Mom!"
I am not disagreeing with you that kids are cruel. Kids are the worst, especially there is a time period between
all kids are terrible.
8 and 13 is the worst time period, but other times around that they're also bad. However, I'm going with you. I'm going with kids are evil, but maybe not that evil. Like I've just
you think he didn't see the gator?
I think he was just like, oh, the kid's screaming because he doesn't want to get pushed in the water. I don't know if they saw the gator, but regardless, I was like giving The Lost World so much credit for like killing the dog when that was wrong, and like here's a 1980 movie. I'm not applauding killing dogs and kids and things in movie. I'm
applauding killing kids.
I'm saying like it's such an unusual breaking of the mold of this kind of genre that just like kids and pets are supposed to be safe. Like the dog diving out of the explosion in Independence Day, like. Right. All these dumb shots and stuff, but
yeah. But either way, that kid got murdered.
Yes. Anyway, lots of other people. Mostly the wait staff is getting murdered at this super rich party. Like,
that thing busts in and just fucking chomps one of the. She looks like she's dressed like a maid,
like a French maid. Like it's
chomps her.
Obviously, creepy old terrible dude would have a French maid girl.
Yeah. But she gets chomped. A waiter gets chomped, and this fucking gator.
To be fair, of like how his wait staff could have been, I'm gonna go with French maid's the better option.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You could have Paula Deened it.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But I mean, and this is also we've seen the gator use its tail on somebody. I don't remember who, but it starts whipping people, and people are getting chucked. This becomes a Hal Needham movie for a few minutes because it's like
it is a stunt spectacular.
Stunt dudes are getting chucked, and it's not just like, oh, I smashed into this table. It's like thrown into other human beings, and just like
there's one dude that gets launched through the wedding cake, like not at the wedding cake, through the wedding cake.
Oh yeah,
he just flies from off screen through the wedding cake. Yeah. It's
love it. I like that there's specific shots that are like actually undoing the major planning points of the wedding, because like there is one point where it is charging through all the place settings and you see all the tables and you see all the place settings and everything going everywhere and you're like someone put all this time into like the next shot is like a guy getting chucked into the cake and it's just like I just like that it's sort of like it's like a shot by shot like disassimilation.
Well, and he's just like that gator's just like fuck this wedding.
Yeah.
Fuck it to hell, and I'm going to do everything I can to fuck it to hell.
Mm-hmm.
And people get chucked in the pool. They still live.
Yep.
Because it never goes in the pool to go after them, even though it should.
No, it's like it seems to have like a murder boner for Slade himself because he and the mayor run away. He gets to his limo, but locks the mayor outside.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
The mayor gets fucked over,
and the mayor's like, "Let me in, let me in." Gator comes up and like smashes him into the window.
Oh yeah,
chomps him, but then is like smearing him against the window basically.
Yeah.
And then he's basically like, "Driver, go, driver, go." And then the Gator's like, "I don't think
it's
so."
It's like it hears the engine start up and it just starts smashing everything with its tail.
And then it basically just pancakes the fucking limousine. Like it starts by smashing the front portion of it, kind of the engine compartment and everything and the windshield and everything,
and then it just beats the shit out of the rest of it.
Then it just starts kind of sort of climbing on top of it until it's like pancaking
it's like it's the Street Fighter.
Yep. I was going to say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Gator comes out, "Oh my car."
Yeah.
Yeah, but it destroys it, and that's about when Robert Forster and the chick show up, because they've had to pull a gun on the guy who's at the gate asking where their invitation is.
Right.
And he's like, "Just let us in," and he's like, "I'm going to call the cops." They're like, "Do it, you should."
I don't know how they haven't heard the people screaming because the Gator attack is already happening.
Rich people, it's a very long driveway.
Maybe,
very very long.
But they get up and it's just fucking carnage. And apparently, at some point during that wedding, the Dr. Pup Slayer did get killed. We thought because everyone was wearing white tuxes, that he was just one of the waiters. But considering he doesn't show up again, he had to have gotten killed.
I think he was that guy that
because there is a shot where that blonde dude gets chomped, and that must have been him.
He's in a white tuxedo, which
groom.
I suppose for a daytime
wedding
might be appropriate for outside weddings. I don't know.
Yeah, but all the staff is wearing white jackets.
Maybe he was a virgin.
So
I don't know. I don't know. Do the guys do that too? I don't know these rules.
Yeah, good question.
Do guys be virgins? No.
I don't know. I mean, he's slaying pups, not necessarily other stuff.
Not the other one? Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, sure.
Nice one.
Nailed it. But yeah, they're like, well, shit, we gotta chase this thing down. And they leave again, and they realize that it's gone back to the sewers. So now they got to go back in and go back in the sewers to get it. And she kind of stays outside, right? Because it ends up being just him going in the sewer.
I think she's like running coordination on the upper end, or he's basically like, I'm taking a bomb down there, don't follow me. You know?
Yeah, he's like, his plan is he's going to go down there, set the bomb. He's going to go down at this one point, go down and set the bomb, and climb up at another point, and she's supposed to pick him up.
Okay.
Yeah. So first he's got to go lower the gator to the methane pocket, because the gator wouldn't go there otherwise. But yeah, he does he shoots at it with his little
Chekhov's
38.
methane.
Yeah. I mean, because he shoots at him with like his little sidearm, his little 38 police special, whatever thing. And, I'm mixing metaphors, but but yeah, it's just then the gator's like, that's annoying, and starts following him, and yeah, he gets to the methane pocket and has to basically like the gator gets in and like doesn't turn away. You would think, based on the nature explanation we've gotten earlier, he might have gotten there like, no, I'm not following you into the giant fart. I don't think so. But he follows him in, and then just sort of like it's sort of like he can't find him in the mist, like it's a nebula or something, and.
Yeah,
He managed to set the timer, but
yeah, he sets the timer, but then he gets hit by the tail.
Yeah,
and it knocks his mask off, and that's when he's like, "Well, shit!" And so he makes a break for it for the ladder and the manhole cover, and of course, just as he gets to the top and starts lifting it, a car rolls right on top and stops.
I kind of thought that's what we were going to see was the issue with where Officer Dewey or whatever his name got killed, Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never really explained.
Yeah, they never explained why he couldn't open the manhole cover then, other than they're heavy.
But yes, this car blocks it, and it's we've got 2 minutes because it was 120 seconds that was set on the thing, and it's just dudes taking care of trash, and the old lady just sitting behind them, watching them throw the trash into the sanitation truck. Yeah. And that's when the herpetologist chick rolls up, and she's like, "You gotta move that fucking car. You gotta make." And the lady's like, "There's a trash man right there. I can't move the car." And she's like, "God damn it, bitch!" And like literally shoves her into this passenger seat, drives the car away so it's off of the thing. He crawls out, and here they have him like they keep cutting every second back to the clock.
Yeah, for like the final 10.
Yeah. Because it's basically you've just got two shots. You've got him crawling out of the manhole cover, and you've got the clock. And they just keep going back and forth every second. And he gets out. She's already out of the car. They dive into the grass, and that just blows up. Like fire comes out of the manhole cover. It comes out of the sewer grates. Because it blows up the gator, because it's clearly they have a shot of it just getting its head blown off.
I think it was supposed to be like it was next to the actual dynamite.
Yeah.
Because I think that was the implication.
Yeah, because it kind of like blows its head off, and like you see it like blow its chest apart.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good shot as well of blowing up whatever the hell puppet they made. That was
it was probably just a alligator cake from Carvel or something.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, and it blows up another car that's parked right there, which we always appreciate.
Yep. 75 manhole covers were sent to space that day.
And then they're just like, "Yeah, I guess we killed it. Guess everything's
we
good
won.
now."
Yeah. And then they actually they do this weird heroic crotch shot, which I mean it's necessary for the final shot they're about to do.
Yep.
But they do a from the manhole looking up as they both walk up to the manhole cover. It's just like I said, it's kind of an awkward crotch shot, but it's because the sanitation guy goes over at the end with a little hook and slides the manhole cover to make your Warner Brothers, that's all folks, slide out intro. And it kind of zooms back in with another circle shot at the end to set up Alligator 2.
Yeah, well, it just pans down, and there's a little more light, and you see a little baby alligator.
Yeah, it's not like the original Alligator
because
survived. Even
though it's in 1980, it's a 70s movie, and it has to end on a cynical note.
Well, it works in this case. We've watched a lot of movies where there's setups and there's no sequel, but there is an Alligator 2 sometime later.
11 years later.
Okay.
So in 11 years, we'll watch Alligator 2.
It's Terrence Malick's Alligator 2, written by David Mamet.
Sounds great. I can't wait. So that's Alligator.
It's a pretty good soundtrack too.
Apparently, if the IMDb trivia is to be believed, there is some Goldsmith in there.
I was gonna say there's some part with strings near, like when he's going through the sewer near the end, and I'm like, that's very Goldsmithish.
Yeah. So
that's
I don't know.
Jerry.
That's so Jerry.
Well, there might be an expert in the room still. I don't know. Someone that could answer.
Yeah,
that.
Jens would probably tell us in the chat.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it is the kind of soundtrack you want from a alligator monster movie made in 1980.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, I think my only note would be like maybe distance the approach music from Jaws just a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I'd say it's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah,
it's serviceable, which is better than a lot of them. Is it rating time? I think it's rating time.
Sure.
Time to rate.
Why are you looking at me to go first?
I don't know. You usually go first.
Do I?
I'll go first.
Yeah,
you go first.
Go first.
I haven't gone first in a while. This is pretty good. I mean, I may not have sounded like it talking about it. Letting small little things like gator facts get in the way. Like Henry Silva demonstrates some gator calls that, as far as I know, aren't gator calls of any kind. But the baby one, I'm not sure. They might make weird noises, but his mating call's way off. But that's neither here nor there. Again, Florida men here, but not those kind of Florida men. Hashtag not all Florida men. Anyway, my rating is probably about 3 jocks. It's a pretty good movie. I don't think it's like amazing. I just think it's very solid and serviceable for this genre of movie. Like, I mean, some of the miniature stuff might like get close to pushing it to a 4, but I just think like there's too many like weird lulls in action. But then like the action things just kind of kick in seemingly out of nowhere, and it's like, God damn, that was awesome. But like if you'd eased me into it a little bit more, I might have enjoyed it.
Yeah, it also moves a little bit too fast sometimes. Like it's just strange. The pacing surprisingly does not do it justice, being this fast paced.
Yeah, it's inconsistently paced is probably the way I'd put it.
Right, and that probably hurts it. Mm-hmm. I was expecting this. Well, for a while, I was like, when is this movie going to get nuts? Like, when is it going to show its BMFcast pedigree? And I think 2/3 of the way through, when the gator got to the wedding, I was like, oh, okay, here's why it's a BMFcast movie.
Yep.
Because the rest of it is honestly just straightforward, like, puppet monster, scary movie-ish. And the wedding scene really like bumps it up at least a jocks.
Agreed.
I like Robert Forster. I would watch just about anything that he's in. I think he's incredibly charming, and like his little jokes about his like receding hairline or his like male pattern baldness. At first I was like, God damn, quit picking on Robert Forster.
Yeah.
But at one point he just shuts the Dr. Herpetologist lady down about it. He's like, all right, I've heard enough about it. Would you please like just shut the fuck up?
But then she brings it up one last time, only to be like at the end, because he's like, I think I'm going to set the chief up with your mom. Do you think she'd like that? And she's like, I don't know. I think she's into guys with receding hairlines. Must be genetic, something like that. Mm-hmm. But it's like it's brought back up in like hey, it's something endearing about you.
Right.
But I also like his little quips. Like he's just, I don't think we mentioned like the second time we get called about they find an arm or a leg or whatever in the sewer. He's like, I'm going to open up a spare parts clinic or something like that.
Yeah.
It's very. The movie is very charming in a lot of ways, and then it, like I said, that wedding scene, it just goes fucking ham. People are on, spring cannons, just getting fucking launched everywhere. It is very close to 4, but I think 3 is the right call on this one. Fast movie too, like it feels fast when you're watching it, so it doesn't feel like it hurts your time.
And I mean, if you're interested, there is a 4K copy of this movie, which, again, I mean, I'm not picking on the fact we've watched other strange movies that are in 4K, but it always boggles my mind when it's like we don't have The Abyss or True Lies on Blu-ray, but here's Alligator in 4K.
Yeah, and I will steal a little bit from Chuck's Letterboxd review. It almost feels like a movie that would probably be better on like a low-def VHS or grimy old film something.
Maybe, yeah.
Like if it's just not as clean looking as this print is, it might actually be a little better. Like you almost want a grindhouse, shitty print.
Yeah, but I think the creature effects are like very serviceable, even in like this high definition.
Sure. Yeah. I mean the screen cap you've got on the live stream. Like, look at that fucking thing's head.
Yeah, and it's like, it's interacting with the actual thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's actually like a gator vision shot where that head is reused and like the camera's almost car mounted to its side as it's chasing somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a cool shot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's just this is a fun ass movie.
Yeah. There's just, like I said, there's something missing it from pushing that next level for me. But how do you feel?
I am at 4. I'm closer to a 5 than a 4.
Oh.
I really liked this, and I like the Chief's freak out near the end as he's like reporting back from the wedding, where he's just like finally lost it, where he's just like full ensign.
It seems
Chief screaming
like he's on the side of the river where the boat is just blown up, and he's reporting about the chaos going on in the wedding and trying to coordinate everything.
Yeah,
he's
it's like it's just too much. He's like, just God damn it.
Let's get everyone down here.
Yeah. It's like the exact kind of freak out you want from a guy with a voice like that anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I mean, there are so many dumb, fun things in this, and like Robert Forster's great in it. There's a lot of just really quippy writing. I love that the pointless scene of the dude with the bomb pays off later in the movie. Which I was not expecting it, because I was just like, that's just the type of weird scene you toss in some of these movies just so you get to 90 minutes.
I'm just surprised that there was anything functional in that could actually set off the dynamite.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I'm kind of like, really?
Yeah. But no, but I really liked it. But yeah, I think you're right. It's missing that one little thing that would push it to a 5. But I think it's a solid 4 for me. I really had a lot of fun with this.
I think I'm going to upgrade mine to a 4.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Talked you into it?
Yeah, I talked myself into it.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation with myself while you guys were talking. I reserve the right to do that at any given time.
Of course. The episode's not over.
As everyone knows.
Your judgment's not locked.
Right. Even then, even once the episode's over, I can still change my mind. But you will never know about it, dear listener. Yeah, it's solid. I think part of what was holding me back was that it is a little bit too much good movie to be on a bad movie scale. That can kind of hold me back from giving better ratings sometimes.
Yeah.
But I feel like this one deserves just a touch more.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
I stick by my story.
That's fine.
Yeah. Hey, man. You do you.
Yeah. My backbone's just fine.
So is mine.
Yeah.
It's nice and flexible.
Okay. Cool.
Speaking of stuff, give us your money. Patreon.com/BMFcast.
You too can be the backbone of this here podcast.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
If you just support us at Patreon.com/BMFcast.
Flex your financial muscles.
There you go. Anyway, that's how we pay for all this stuff. Keeps the lights on, keeps the hosting up, keeps us in Gator movies. Because we one thing that you may not know is we try to buy all of our stuff on physical media, and that is not only difficult but also expensive at times. Big shout out to Shout Factory for putting this one on the 4K Blu-ray UHD.
And then we sell them and give the money to charity.
We do. We put them on our eBay.
This one definitely has to go to the Humane Society.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
110%. In fact, we should probably give a little extra.
Yeah.
Well, you'll be glad to know with our last batch of movies, we sent it directly to the sent the money directly.
Well, I'm
to
just
the
saying
Humane Society
this
here.
one specifically needs to make sure it goes there.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it keeps the lights on, keeps the hosting up, keeps us in movies, and we appreciate every single one of our patrons. We love you. Thanks for hanging in with us.
Yeah.
I ran out of brains before I sort of finished that, but if you don't have the means to support the show, you can always retweet our stuff. Go to twitter.com/BMFcast, retweet our stuff. Share our podcast with your friends. Get yourself a Zune or a bunch of Zunes and load them up with our episodes and hand them out to your friends or strangers.
Squirt them at random people.
Yeah. do some squirts.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to tell us anything about your adventures, how much you love us, or the people that you've zoomed in our name, email us at bmf@bmfcast.com or give us a call on the Garfield phone 9105-JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263 and leave a message there. And if you just want to visit the website and see what treasures await you there, bmfcast.com is where you go. And that's all I got.
Cool.
Join the Discord.
Yeah. Otherwise, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes.
A fortnight, as they say.
We'll see you in Akira.
Yeah, we'll be doing like the little flossing dance and all the stuff.
Yeah.
In the fortnights.
We're
putting on Marvel skins and John Wick.
Chug Jugs and our golden scars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's get out of here, shall we?
Okay.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ. And this is BMFcast out.
Besides changing the name and making it something that people would actually want to say, I think Microsoft could have had a stake in the MP3 game. And let me tell you how. You hire Sigourney Weaver, and you'd be like, there is no Dana, only Zune.
You'd probably also have to get
Ivan Reitman
in, yeah.
All right, fine, sure. But get them all on board. I mean, they like money.
Yeah, there was a shitload of Ghostbusters merchandise. I would love to have a Ghostbusters, like the brown Zune with the Ghostbusters logo on it. God,
or a green one.
Killer.
Slime green
yeah,
color.
slime or green?
Yeah.
Ecto.
And that one doesn't squirt, it slimes. It's a special feature where it's rewritten only for that model.
That'd be great. Oh, that would be so collectible now.
He slimed me. This song, and it's so good.
Oh, man. Where were you 15 years ago when Zunes were still
Who are the ad wizards that didn't come up with this one?
Obviously not working anymore. Oh, I forgot to clap. Sorry, Boston. Boston.
Yeah. Sorry, Worcester. It's a place right outside of Boston.
No, it's just Boston.
All right.
Not the surrounding area. He is not the Boston.
The greater Bostonian area?
Yeah. He's not Massachusetts in general.
Ah, home of the massholes.
He's specifically one city. I wonder if he has a real name.
Yes.
Yes.
I know it.
His name is Robert Paulson.
Oh.
It is not that.
Oh.
Yeah, I want to hear the Zune squirt stories too, Chuck. If you have any, let me know. By the way, you should check out the Oldest Gamers YouTube channel. Also, check out Skinslip's YouTube channel. A longtime friend of the show who does their own YouTube stuff.
You can see all the Zune squirt stories, man. Just go to ZuneHub.com.
I'm going to actually see if PupSlayer.com exists.
Oh, God.
You don't want to go there.
I'll do it on my work computer. Don't worry.
The Oldest Gamer is Chuck, by the way. And Chuck just released a new video this morning about the Florida Pinball Tour Season 2, Episode 1, Close to Home. Something like that. I watched it today. It was good.
I watched it as well. It made me want to go to St. Augustine.
Me too. Would you like to go to St. Augustine sometime soon, gentlemen?
We'll see if I can.
Okay. You're busy. You're busy the next month.
Tell me about it.
What's in St. Augustine? I am assuming pinball.
The St. Augustine Arcade Museum. It's a bunch of arcades and pinballs in St. Augustine. You should just watch Chuck's video.
Hey, Chuck, you're still here. Is that the place you and I went? That's like by the beach, right near the beach?
Down by the beach.
If it's by Anastasia Island,
Yes.
I don't want to go there.
Okay. You didn't like it.
I'm surprised Chuck went back there. I thought we both kind of were like, because I mean, like, it's not like the setting of the place is really cool, and maybe they fixed some things. But when we went, there was a bunch of broken shit. But I also haven't watched this video, so and it might not even be the same place.
You should watch the video then.
I should watch the video.
You should watch the video.
I'm just asking him because he was here, and he and I went to a place on there. It was like right in Tourist Trap Alley, and
I don't think this one was in Tourist Trap Alley. You should watch the video.
Not like St. George Street, that Tourist Trap area. I mean, like the beachside Tourist Trappy area.
Okay. You should watch the video. It's a short one. It's like 6 minutes.
He's probably frantically typing right now.
Possibly.
Or he's just turned it off and be like, I hate these fucking guys.
He tunes in for like 70 seconds.
He wants to see if we mention him, and then when we don't, he leaves.
Yeah, we said his name 5 times, he disappeared. That's a Candyman reference.
So what do you think of Candyman?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I just never seen it.
It's very much an atmosphere movie.
It's definitely the Clive Barker thing I've enjoyed the most. Which is not hard to say. I don't generally like Clive Barker is a little too, I don't know, skin fleshy for me. Like I don't know, just that sounds wrong. I mean, I just like gross fleshy, like necrotic flesh and shit. It's just like every Clive Barker thing. I'm just like I'm not really into like. I mean, I know we talk about like practical effects and stuff. I'm just not like into like super like, dead people like talking like Hellraiser shit. No, thank you. I've also seen all the Scream movies now, so I've seen the new one too.
I need to watch 5 and 6.
They're better than they should be. Definitely better than 4. Most anything's better than 4. Even though 4 is very much canon. Everything's canon. Just know everything that's ever happened in a Scream movie, probably even the TV series. I don't know where they would address that because I know it existed, but I don't know shit about it. But
it didn't have the same face.
It's probably referenced in the movie somewhere because everything else is. I mean, like literally, like every character that's ever shown up in a Scream movie can show up again. Like,
they find another videotape of Randy.
No, like, but what's her face who was in Welcome to Dollhouse who played like Randy's sister in like Scream 3 for like 3 seconds or something shows back up all grown up now with kids.
Oh God!
Yeah, I'm just saying
I forgot she was even in that. Fucking
I'm just
movie.
saying like weird things like that. It's just
I've blocked most of 3 out because 3 sucks so much.
Marley Shelton's back in 5 or 6, one of them, but like and she's from like Scream 3 or 4 or something. I don't know. It's just like it's like I said, it's like literally anyone can show back up.
Yeah,
I think she's in 6. I just watched 5 and 6 back to back, so it's hard to keep track. But they seem to be starting a new franchise because like Jenna Ortega and Crowd are in 5 and 6, so at least people that survived anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. No good. I will watch them at some point.
I did like I mean
because they're both on Paramount. So.
Yeah. I like it's such a weird little Easter egg, but I like when I catch things like this. So the guys that made this their first major movie that wasn't like one of the VHS compilations or something like that, or kind of an underground movie was that Ready or Not movie, that one with Samara Weaving where she gets married and has to go to like the most dangerous game night with the in-laws or whatever thing. Yeah. But like Samara Weaving plays the Drew Barrymore character in the beginning of the movie, and I was like, that's funny. Hey, just like it's like a sort of like a full circle thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the guy star was the voice on the telephone before it turns into Scream guy's voice, or the whatever head. What's his name? Ghostface? Yeah.
Yeah, yes. Ghostface. That guy.
Yeah. Ghostface.
Well, the voice modulator voice that's always the same guy.
Yeah.
But when he's pretending to be somebody else, I think it's the guy from that movie too, one of the Brodies.
I've seen a couple Screams, but only a couple. I'm turning this fucking light off.
Oh yeah, and I'm going to turn off the internet. Well, our connection to it.
Just.
Can I? I don't know if I have an off button for the internet. I feel like that would be what I want to be known for. I want to be known as the guy that shut off the internet.
Okay.
AKA
a hero to most. A hero to most, but a villain to some.
No, hero.
I mean, I would be vilified and maybe eventually.
Yeah, it would make remote work suck. That would be a problem.
God, if I had to go in an office.
That's what I mean. I'm
going to find you and kill you if you do.
I understand this, but
kill social media. Find a way just social media dies.
Again,
everything else
it's all got to go. I'm sorry. It's just one button.
Then no.
We didn't think very well when we put this thing together. I mean, Al Gore built it, so what do you expect? I mean,
God damn it! If I have to go into work,
I'm sorry. Like I said, it's going to suck at first.
Virginia
but
for this job.
But when
more BMFcast.
When you start to forget that your family is racist, you're going to thank me.
No, I don't want to forget my family is racist.
Okay. I meant that not you. I just meant the general royal you. Like when everyone forgets that their family is racist.
We don't need to forget our families are racist.
Okay.
Hold them accountable.
Well, all right.
That's one thing that the internet would ruin.
Well, just maybe they would like stop feeling like they're also allowed to say that shit at Thanksgiving.
Now that is true.
Yeah.
Well. The thing is, they get that shit from Fox News that they're able to say it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Press the button that turns off Fox News.
Oh, that too.
And Newsmax. And OAN. And the GOP.
and BYOB. Yeah. And E pluribus unum.
God damn, I just, thinking about going into an office to work.
And Vini Vidi Vici.
God damn, that sucks. Ugh. Turn it off so I can cringe in peace.
Spiritus.
Yeah.
Et tu, Domine.
Good night, the internet.
Farewell, everyone.
Bye.
Enjoy your 2 weeks.
Sorry, I started speaking the Latin. I forgot we're not supposed to do that.